This Council now becomes Committee of the Whole Council to consider the Private Columbaria Amendment Bill 2024. Members may refer to the appendix to the script for the debate and voting arrangements for the bill. Members have been informed that the committee will conduct a joint debate on the clauses and amendments. I now propose the question to you that the following clauses stand part of the bill. Clauses 1 to 16. Secretary for Environment and Ecology will move amendment to amend Clause 6 and to add new clauses 6A to 6C and 7A. Members may refer to the appendix to the script of the details of the amendments. Members may now proceed to a joint debate on the clauses and amendments. I will first call upon the Secretary for Environment and Ecology to speak, but he is not required to move the amendments at this stage. Then I will call upon members to speak. Upon the conclusion of the joint debate, the committee will first vote on the clauses with no amendments standing part of the bill, then proceed to deal with the amendments according to the arrangements set out in the appendix to the script. Secretary for Environment and Ecology. Chairman, I move the amendment to Clause 6 and the addition of the proposed new clauses 6A, 6B, 6C, and 7A of the Private Columbaria Amendment Bill 2024. These amendments are technical in nature. I now highlight the amendments. The proposed new sections 14A and 20A set out the main amendments under the bill to Section 20 of the existing Private Columbaria Ordinance, a provision on the eligibility for applying for an exemption. The amendments will give all pre-cut-off columbaria that meet specified criteria the option of making new applications for an exemption. Now, we considered the comment of the legal advisor during the deliberations of the Bills Committee. So we will add references to the proposed new Section 28 provisions referring to Section 20 under the existing ordinance. This is to give the trade and the public greater clarity over the application of these provisions to the pre-cut-off columbaria making new applications for an exemption. In this connection, our amendments will add new clauses 6A, 6B, 6C, and 7A to amend Section 26, Section 1B, 27, subsection 4, Section 40, subsection 2A, and Section 84, subsection 1A under the existing ordinance. To these provisions, we will add references to the proposed new Section 20. Moreover, Section 38 and Section 104, subsection 2D under the existing ordinance empower the government to impose restrictions on charging extra fees for agreements for buying or renting niches reached before the cutoff time. Such restrictions will apply to these agreements in pre-cutoff columbaria making new applications for an exemption if such agreements were reached between the cutoff time and the gazettal date of the ordinance. In response to a comment from the legal advisor, we will amend Clause 6 of the bill by adding to the proposed new Section 28 references to Sections 38 and 104, subsection 2D. This is to give the trade and the public a clearer picture of the application of those provisions. Chairman, I thank the Bills Committee once again for sharing their valuable views. These amendments have the Bills Committee's support. I urge members to support these amendments. Does any member wish to speak? If not, we now first vote on the clauses with no amendment standing part of the bill. Those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. This committee now deals with the clause with amendment. Secretary for Environment and Ecology, you may move your amendment. Chairman, I move the amendment set out in the appendix to the script. I propose the question to you that the Secretary's amendment be passed. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the amendment passed. Clause 6 as amended. I now put the question to you that the clause as amended, just read out by the clerk, stand part of the bill. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. We now deal with the new clauses. New Clause 6A, Section 26 amended. Approved plans to be endorsed. New Clause 6B, Section 27 amended. Application concerning pre-cut-off columbarium evidence of ash interment, layout, and quantity, etc., and plans. New Clause 6C. Section 40 amended. Revocation, suspension, refusal to renew or extend, and variation of conditions. New Clause 7A. Section 84 amended. Appeals. Secretary for Environment and Ecology, you may move the second reading of the new clauses. Chairman, I move the second reading of the new clauses just read out by the clerk. I propose the question to you that the new clauses read out by the clerk be read the second time. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. New clauses 6A to 6C and 7A. Secretary for Environment and Ecology. Chairman, I move that the new clauses just read out by the clerk be added to the bill. I propose the question to you that the new clauses read out by the clerk be added to the bill. With those in favor, please raise their hands. With those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. All the proceedings on the Private Columbaria Amendment Bill 2024 have been concluded in Committee of the Whole Council. Council now resumes. Secretary for Environment and Ecology. President, I now report to the Council that the Private Columbaria Amendment Bill 2024 has been passed by Committee of the Whole Council with amendments. I move the motion that this Council adopt this report. I now propose the question to you that the Secretary's motion be passed. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of the members present. I declare the motion passed. Third reading. Private Columbaria Amendments Bill